Give me 1 second. Princess, can you go upstairs, please? All right, it's going. All right, we're gonna get started. Hey, Mansley. Looks like we got Mark and Tyler. What's up, guys?
Hello.
And we have our champion, Prue. As a long-standing tradition here, we interview the champion, Mr. Prue himself. And if you hear children crying in the background, please just ignore that part. So we'll go ahead and get started. But if you guys are watching and you have any questions during, go ahead and post them. What's up? And we'll get started with shaking them down. I know some of you have already emailed in some questions, and I have those here for them. So we'll just dive in. How's it going, Prue?
Good.
So this is our first ever live stream, so I hope it goes well. We're trying to use Facebook, so it's easy for everybody to just kind of look with their phones. And we were going to do tweeting the questions, but if you can just do that with the Facebook, we'll take a look at them in a little bit. And so, Prue, especially for the newcomers, Sam and Trevor, kind of give us some background on yourself, some of the history in the league, you know, kind of what you've done, and maybe how many years you've been playing fantasy football, not only in the Man's League, but in general.
I've been playing fantasy football probably since junior year of high school. So probably 10-ish years, somewhere around there. I've been in the Man's League for 6 years. This is obviously my second championship, so I think I'm doing pretty good on those accounts. I don't know what else that some of the new guys might not know. 27-year-old, married, no kids. Thankfully, they don't interfere with my fantasy football time. But
Rivals?
my wife has started playing fantasy football. Some of you have played her, and you probably lost to her. I know I did. Rivals, sadly, Joe, even though Joe is now gone, I kind of had his number. I kicked his ass whenever we played, and it was great. And then the other rival would probably be Cody, simply because we seem to see each other in the playoffs. If I make playoffs, we seem to play each other, and either he knocks me out or I knock him out.
Which is pretty interesting because that gets us to our first question, and it's do you always have to rely on a record quarterback career numbers to be able to beat Cody?
It seems yes. Both of the years I've won championships, first year I had Drew Brees, and that was the game where he put up a lot of points in the first half, and then kind of tailed off in the second half, and then came through with like 5 minutes up in the fourth quarter to break the record and beat Cody at the same time, which was the best. And then this past year, Cam Newton was the man pretty much. Got him via trade with Zach, and he went on a tear. He didn't do much the championship week against Mark, but against Cody, I think it was like 46 points, 47 points, 5 touchdowns. It was the game against the Giants. So yeah, that was a really, really good game for him.
All right, and so this might come to a surprise to some of you, but how does it feel not to be the only Asian in the Man's League now?
I guess Sam must be the other Asian. I don't really know him, but if he is, or maybe he's the other guy's part Asian. But welcome. I mean, we're starting our takeover now, so 2 out of 10 is a good ratio.
Asian Sam, that's a shout out to you.
We'll go 1-2 this year. So
what was different about this championship than your first one?
a lot less pressure. I went on this like 6-game win streak, but right at the start of that 6-game win streak is when I kind of toned it back a bit, and I was just like, okay, I don't really care what happens now. As long as I don't finish Sacco, I'm happy. And I made playoffs, and I told a couple of the guys, I'm like, as long as I don't care if I lose in the first round, I didn't end up in Sacco, and I made playoffs. That I consider this a successful year, considering how it started. And then I just kept winning. So it's like every week was kind of like a gift. And to get the championship was a gift. And I'm like, okay, made it. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I'm happy where I ended up. And I ended up winning, so much less pressure.
And I'm going to read this one verbatim. Ask him if he's going to marry Cam Newton because they are so alike. Cocky when winning and crying when they're losing.
It's funny because I suck at trash talk, so I don't consider myself overly cocky. But so far as the crying while losing, this year in particular was tough for me because I was just coming off a sacco year, and I have a lot of credit. I have to give a lot of credit to my wife because I was probably a nightmare at home, especially considering how poorly I started. But like I said, I went on a 6-game win streak. But right before that, I kind of had to sit down with her and I kind of just like talked it out with her. And I talked with Zach a little bit, and he gave me some good just advice and heads up, and it kind of helped get me centered and focused again, so I could kind of prioritize what needed to be prioritized. And after that, I didn't care as long as I wasn't Sacco. So, and good things ended up happening. So maybe that's a lesson for me and some other people.
And we'll get started with kind of Crew's career overcap of what he's done so far in the Man's League. He's been in the league for 6 years now, and this kind of surprised me. His career regular season record is 35 and 43. So even though having having 2 championships, you've had some rough seasons. So you had a championship in 2011, championship in 2015, just this last year, but you also have 2 Sacco titles.
2 is my magic number. 2 Saccos, 2 championships, 2 FCC championships. You know, I feel like if I had to trade off every year being champion in Sacco, I'd probably take that. So I'm not super terribly bummed about that.
And like you said, FCC, 2 titles for that as well, 2012 and 2014. You also had the most points for in 2011, and you had the highest score for the season in 2014.
And if I recall, that was also against Cody when Marshawn Lynch went off and had 4 touchdowns on him.
I don't recall, but I bet Cody does.
I definitely remember that because it's the only high score I had all season, and I put up like 163 or something like that against him.
And you also have 10 high scores for your career, which gets to be this beautiful demonstration. Oh, look at that. That's Prue's career. Oh, you can't hear? We'll try to speak up a little bit more. The mic's on. I was worried about that. Maybe we're too far away. I'll scoot you up a little bit.
Could they hear anything? Test.
Is that better?
Better? Hello?
Well, this is our first time doing live. We'll have to figure it out. There's 3 people watching. Okay. So, we'll get back here to the questions. And we're almost going to be wrapping up here. So, talk about some of the things you look forward to this next year. And maybe something that you're excited about specifically.
Same thing that I look forward to every year. Just the competition, the draft. I can't believe that it's, 2 months off, and it feels like absolutely forever.
You're good.
But the draft is always a great way to start, and then just getting back into the thick of competition. And I don't know if there's anything in particular I'm really looking forward to other than trying to repeat, of course. I mean, obviously everyone wants to win. So I won't say that that's something I'm necessarily looking forward to, but I look forward to it every single week. Basically every single game. I'm like, let's do it. I want to go.
We're going to get a little more up close and personal since we're having some technical difficulties with the microphone.
They still can't hear anything?
So the next question here for Prue is, what's his honest opinion on the newcomers and the people that retired or resigned? Prue?
Trevor will be a great addition. He's in the keeper league, and I know he really puts his all into it. That video he did, if that gives us any indication of how seriously he's going to take it, it's going to be amazing. I don't really know Sam that well. I know him. Turn it down. I know him from the keeper league a little bit, but I mean, I'm sure he'll be great. I have trust in Zach. So far as the guys that are leaving, MA is leaving. I'm a little disappointed that he's not doing his Sacco punishment. It's kind of a wussy way to go. I know Jordan volunteered, but fundamentally it's not his responsibility. It's MA's. Joe, I'm sad Joe's leaving, but not for the reasons maybe other people are. He was kind of my bitch every single year, playoffs, regular season. I always knocked him off. I always had his number. I beat him by, what was it, 0.7 this past year. So I'm a little sad that he's leaving simply because I don't have anyone else to beat up on right now.
All right, guys, we're almost done here. So, what makes this league better than most? Is this close enough? That mic doesn't work.
Yeah, the mic's not working. What makes it better than most? The organization. Just the amount of time we put into it and the amount of time Zach puts into it to make sure that it's super competitive. The mic doesn't work, guys. It's like a prop. It's not plugged in.
That mic was for the YouTube route, and it didn't work so good, so we went this route. So, sorry.
But yeah, just how everyone is really, really into the league. Now that MA is gone, I feel like we have 100% participation, and that, I mean, you can't ask for anything more with the league. So far as a dedicated commissioner and dedicated rest of the league. You know, just for you, I'm gonna pick up the mic, even though it doesn't work.
I think they're messing with us. You guys are totally messing with us, aren't you? So, Prue, is there any final thoughts that you have for us, or things that you want to say to the league?
Just that I love winning, and I cannot wait to keep winning, and I cannot wait for the start of the season. In particular, looking forward to rematches with Cody and rematches with Mark, because both games are really, really close. So I know they will definitely want to get me back for that, and I will, of course, want to continue my winning streak against them. But I'm just looking forward to the competition. I'm looking forward to trying to go for a third title to tie Zach.
Awesome. All right, Prue, do us a favor and go ahead and drop the mic. All right, guys, you heard it here. 2016 champion interview. Peace.